That movie, by far, is the worst movie I've seen so far this year. Okay, I want to preface this by saying I am not a fan of the original movie, but I really do enjoy the second movie. So, going into this, I had better expectations walking in than I had leaving, obviously, and I did not enjoy this movie at all. And I tried to think for the last couple of days, because I saw the movie like last week, just trying to think of some positives for this. And the only positive that I can give it is there were some really cool shots in this movie. One of my favorites is when the female lead character is playing the piano and Baghead, and you go over and you can kind of see Baghead like sitting in the chair looking in the mirror. That was a pretty cool shot. But I do have a few mixed. My first mixed is when watching this movie, I had a kind of weird experience with some of the scenes, because it felt like some of them would appear to like disappear, kind of like a ghost, like a paranormal movie. And I kind of got that feeling just a little bit watching it. I don't know if anyone else did. And it was really, I'm not a huge fan of those movies personally, but it wasn't terrible. It kept me entertained, that's for sure, when there were some scenes like that. Another mixed, honestly, is this. I enjoyed the scenery with like the woods there. I know it's very common, but I definitely kind of enjoyed the element of where it was in the woods. Now my negatives. Ooh. I want to start off first and foremost with the two lead characters. These characters were really dumb throughout the movie. I did not enjoy their characters at all. And I do think the Madeline, who played the female, she did a decent job, but the guy that played her husband was just so infuriating. He did that classic thing with tropes where he's just like, if something happens, he's like, oh, you know, maybe it's this or this, maybe doesn't believe her immediately or try to get help. It's just kind of like, it kind of unrealistic. Didn't enjoy that part. And also, there was a scene where the guy he tricked one of the strangers, had a gun against their head. And he did not shoot her. He let her scream. Oh my God. He let her just scream. And the person that was sitting kind of like a few seats next to me on this side was totally right with what I was saying. I was like, oh my God. Someone just said, shoot her. They said, shoot her. And that's exactly what I was thinking in my head. Like, they could have maybe survived. For example, in the second one, when she took out, when the Tinsley took out two of the strangers, like, it's possible. But he just let her scream and make all these noises and got hit in the head. Second is the car, when they rammed the car. He had a gun, and he had plenty of time to shoot back and maybe survive, but he didn't. He just took it. Oh, God. But hiding underneath the twigs and kind of disguising yourself, kind of smart. Hiding there was a good move. However, the female lead kept moving around and making noise. And even when like the stranger was like, we're in eyesight on here's the bridge, here she was down here. Like, she was making noise even when the stranger was up there. She got caught, but that was kind of a smart move right there. And shooting, and lastly, and another dumb move they did was they shot the owner, because they called for a refrigerator help. He went around the corner, he didn't even look who it was or ask, who is it? Or even look around the corner to see who it was, and he just shot them. They could have had someone else on their team that could have survived, but you know, they didn't. And again, the person next to me during that scene was like, yeah, was thinking the same thing I was thinking next to it. They were just talking a little bit out loud. And second, I really did not like the kind of tropes, I kind of mentioned here, I do not like the tropes that kind of played, like the dumb girl and the guy just completely ignoring her. Like, the guy, literally, at the beginning, he was calling them out for their creepy behavior and their weird behavior. And she just, like, a classic trope, she was like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. No, like, why? Why? I just don't get it. And thirdly, I got really bored during this movie. The only times that I felt at least a little bit interested really was towards like the end of the movie. It was like I got more interested in it, and when it felt like I got the same kind of weird vibes when they were appearing and then disappearing, like kind of like paranormal. Those were things I'm distracted, but there was like a good few minutes where I was like really tired and almost went to sleep in the theater. So yeah, I just found it very boring. I did not like this movie at all. For the future of the Strangers franchise, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the original, which I felt like there was so much of like the original movie in this movie. I'd much prefer the second one and how well that went. I did not like this one, but I feel like we're gonna get maybe 2 or 3 chapters, and I have a feeling that the second movie is gonna be, we'll find out who Tamra is, and lastly, the final movie I think we're gonna get is The Strangers Chapter 3. And I personally think that it's gonna be the Strangers finally find Tamra, and it's gonna be like a face-off of Tamra versus the Strangers, like a final face-off kind of thing. But that's just what I think that things are gonna happen, but I could be very wrong. Let me know what you guys think the future of the franchise will look like, and if you enjoyed this movie or if you did not enjoy this movie. Alright, so I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.